Good morning, sellers, or good day, sellers. Listen, we need to have a talk. Today, I'm calling somebody out. We'll get into that in just a second. Yesterday on my YouTube channel, I put out a little community post asking what kind of stuff people want to see here on the channel. And I got a couple of responses, 2 responses. And those responses were, we would like to see what you're actually selling and how much you're selling it for. So instead of making a full-blown what sold video, I'm gonna share with you the items that sold yesterday across the 3 platforms. We had a triple header, as they call it: eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. 1 item on Mercari, 2 items on Poshmark, and 3 items on eBay. So let's pull those items. First thing we have here is a pair of women's Keds. Keds Champions. They sold for $18.27 plus $10 shipping. The top pair right there. That is number 513. 500s. It'll be in that box right there. Now the reason these sold so cheaply is because when I got them from the bins, I missed that there was a little discrepancy on them. And that discrepancy is that on the inside, they're great condition shoes. Awesome. Except on the inside, the heel part right there was a little bit worn. The fabric was rubbed down. So there's essentially a little hole there on both sides. Once the buyer paid, I messaged them and I said, hey, just want to verify that you've seen the photos and that there is some wear on the inside heel. And I said, if you want to cancel the order, that's totally cool, but that's the reason it's so cheap. They were fine with it, and so shipping them out today. Next, we have a pair of Pro Keds, also picked up at the bins. Right there, that bottom pair, I paid $350 for these, and they sold for $62.30 plus shipping. Super pumped about these. Very happy to see them gone. They're in 431, so they're back here. They are number 431. Honestly, if these were my size, I would have kept them. But Pro Keds, the bougie, like higher end. These are actually men's Keds. Well, you see that logo, Pro Keds. These are men's. If you find the vintage Pro Keds from like the 70s or 80s or something, they go for much bigger money, 100 plus. All of these are going to cost anywhere from like $8.75 to maybe $12 in shipping. Next on eBay, we have this pair of Converse. This is the Converse Optical Low youth pair, boys size 12, so little shoes. So I sold these for $15 plus $10 shipping, and these will go first class because they're super lightweight. However, I only paid $2 at the bins. They were in really good condition, very clean, and so I'm gonna pull these, number 376, in this bin right here. Here is a little tip. Whenever you are storing your inventory, you need to make sure that you can find the inventory and pull it in 30 seconds. If you can find your inventory and pull it in 30 seconds, you're doing really well. If it takes longer than 30 seconds for you to find an item and pull it, you need to rethink your inventory strategy. Next, we have this Mercari sale. This is number 391. It's a pair of Vans, cheetah print. Sold them for $30 plus shipping. Sold them on Mercari, so that's a really great sale. 391. That's gonna be way down here. Great condition, really clean. Happy that they sold. We have 2 on Poshmark. So I sold a pair of shorts and I sold a shirt on Poshmark. The shorts are number J156. I recently moved all of my shorts up here in the ceiling because I needed space, because we're gonna be putting another shoe rack in. So J156, so what I need here is my handy dandy broom. Right here, I'm gonna see if I can do all of this at once. That is bright. 156, it's this pair. Here, this black hanger. How do I know that? Because I have a skew on it. It's getting a little crammed up there. Okay. So this pair I paid $4 for. It's a pair of Denali shorts. I literally cannot hang on to Denali. They're really nice, lightweight polyester shorts. I sell so many pairs of these. Anytime I find them in the thrift store, I buy them. This is actually a brand new pair. And what's cool about Denali is they typically come with this little woven belt right there. Pretty pumped that those sold. Let's see what that price was. Sold this for $19 plus full shipping. So I'm walking away with $15.20 in my pocket. Not bad, considering I only spent $4. So that's essentially, 300% of my initial amount that I spent. And then we have a Fairlane and Sons long sleeve button up plaid shirt. That sold for $12. I'm getting $9.05 back, and I spent $4 on it. Number 236, S236. So that's gonna be, this is how I have all of my shirts organized, 221 through 240. I pull it out, and I look for number 236. I have these Ziploc bags with the SKU number on them, 232, 3, 4, 5, 6, 236, Fairlane and Sons. I have never heard of this brand before, and I found it in the thrift store, but I like the plaid. And honestly, when I go to the thrift, I start off by just looking at all the different patterns and styles of shirts, and then I look at tags. It caught my eye, and so I thought this will probably sell, and sure enough, it did. To buy it for $4, sell it for $12, and get $9 back, I'm essentially just doubling my money, but that's worth it to me, especially on a brand that I was unfamiliar with. Literally goes to show that pretty much anything will sell if you give it time. This was listed maybe a month and a half, 2 months, and it sold. So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm gonna get these packaged up and ready to go, and then we'll talk about the person I'm calling out. And now we're back at it. So I wanted to talk about something I've been seeing over different social platforms, and that is this kind of weird trend of people calling other people out for being not who they say they are or not who they think that person should be. So for instance, the one example that I know really well, and you know by the thumbnail, because you saw this video thumbnail, Harry Tornado Josh, he posts on his Instagram sometimes that people write comments and accuse him of changing and not being the guy that he was originally 2 years ago when he started his YouTube channel. And I'm just here to say that making that comment is kind of a weird thing to do, because no kidding, he's not the person that he acted like back then, because there's this thing called maturing that people do. And so when you mature, when you grow, you change. As you become wiser in whatever the thing is that you do, you change. And so I find that personally, for myself, I see that in my kids, I see that in other resellers, that as they gain more knowledge, as they gain more experience and ability, they change. That's what we're supposed to do. At my church, we used to have this little value, or this saying that we would say, growing means changing. And so if you're not changing, you're not growing. Now, this is separate from the idea that that person's whole character has changed, right? I don't think Josh's character has changed because he's our example. We'll talk about him. His character hasn't changed. He's still the same person. He still holds the same values, but he's not the same reseller that he was 2 years ago. If you watch some of his older videos, just like if you watch some of my older videos, you're going to look at stuff and be like, what are you thinking? I'm sure he would look at his older videos and say, what was I thinking buying that to try to flip it or sell it, whatever. I do that all the time. I look at my older videos and I'm like, what? Why was I buying that? That's such a stupid thing to buy. Growing means changing. If you're not changing, you're not growing. Please don't point me in the direction of anyone that is staying the same year after year after year, because that person is A, stale, B, in a rut, and C, going nowhere, because they're not growing. So that being said, I hope you change. I hope you level up. I hope you adjust. I hope you grow. I hope you change. Just so you know, I did clear this video through Josh because I wanted him to know that there's no way I'm going to be like slandering him. I am accusing him of changing, but that's a positive thing that we're looking at. Like that's a positive thing. Also, if you have like comments to say like that, just don't say them. Just go on your way. I don't know. Let's spread more positivity and be a light. There's no need to tear people down or speak negativity over someone. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.